Hey, what's up, lovelies? This is your girl, Nikki with Nikki's Savory Vegan Eats, and welcome back to another episode. All right, lovelies, so I do not have a lot of time to play around with. I have somewhere to go in a few hours, so I got to squeeze this video in. So I am hoping that this dish comes out for you all. What I am making is Kung Pao Cauliflower. So you all have heard of Kung Pao chicken like at Panda Express. I'm making Kung Pao Cauliflower, you all. And if this is your first time tuning into my channel, welcome. Please be sure to make sure that you actually subscribe to my channel as well as click that notifications button below so anytime I drop a new video, you'll be notified. And for all of my returning subscribers, welcome back, lovelies. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get it in with my Kung Pao cauliflower. And as always, I'll see you all at the end of the taste test. All right, lovely. So the start of this video is actually going to be my cauliflower florets. All right. Now look closely. This is Taylor Farms brand, but you see where it says thoroughly washed right here. Okay. So for me, even though the labels say it's thoroughly washed, I still go ahead and wash and cleanse my own vegetables and my fruit. I don't go just off of the labels, y'all. I'm just saying. All right, so aside from the cauliflower being the start of this video, I'm using several other ingredients. Let me go over them quickly with you. All right, so we have some diced celery, fresh garlic. We love fresh garlic, right? I have some cut up green scallions, as well as unsalted peanuts, some red peppers that I sliced up, as well as diced up zucchini. All right, lovely. So here are my cauliflower florets. I already rinsed them off after they were actually thoroughly washed in the packet. I rinsed them off very, very well, and then I dried them. And I actually allowed that to happen for about 15 minutes. And so then what I did is they were already cut up into like little floret pieces, but I want them a little bit smaller. This is going to be my replacement, my chicken replacement. So I'm going to use this cauliflower. So I'm going to actually batter it up. I'm going to put it in the air fryer. Okay, so let it just be known that this is actually my recipe. This is something that I conjured up in my head just from actually doing a lot of fusions with Asian dishes and so forth. So this is my own recipe. So I saw this organic sun-dried tomato right here. This is actually like a puree. So I decided I'm going to use this to actually marinate out my cauliflower. Okay, so just like I said in my air fried mushroom tenders and nuggets, you can season your veggies with whatever you see fit. This is something I want to do. I wanted to do something a little different and just test it out. And I feel like that's what cooking is really generally all about. It's just kind of testing things out. Cooking is a science. All right, so I'm going to put a little in here. I have my like little wrinkle dress on because I have to run some errands. I said wrinkle because I ain't had time to iron. So, you know, I'm not Miss Perfect Patty, so my dress is going to be wrinkled. Okay, so I'm taking a few little pieces. I know it looks like gross, right? Like worms, right? Like red chili worms or sun-dried tomato worms, right? Oh, but it smells amazing. It's like aromatic. So I'm going to take this and lightly, simply brush it into my cauliflower. The reason I'm not overly seasoning my cauliflower florets is because I'm going to lightly season my dry batter, okay? Which is going to have chickpea flour in it, you know, before it goes into the air fryer. All right, so this is what I have here, you all. This is my lightly marinated sun-dried tomato pasted cauliflower florets. I'm gonna let this sit actually for about 5 or 10 minutes while I'm actually putting together my dry batter and then my wet batter. I'm going to use just about a whole bag of chickpea flour, also known as garbanzo flour. About 3 tablespoons of smoked paprika. I love my smoked paprika, you all. Look at that color. And I just wanted to show off my measuring cups that my mom got me for my birthday one year. All right, back to measuring. I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. And I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of ginger ground because it's strong, so we don't need that much. Okay, I was having issues and look what happened. Next, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of black pepper. And I'm actually going to use about a half a tablespoon of chipotle powder. Blending my seasonings well into my chickpea flour. Okay, so now I have my mixed dry batter. All right, so now what I'm gonna do, unlike what I did in the air fried mushroom tender video, I'm going to take another bowl and I'm gonna simply pour some of my dry batter inside the second bowl. It's already mixed. I'm going to just take enough so that I can actually make me a wet batter. I'm gonna add some unsweetened almond milk. Okay. So this is my almond unsweetened milk. You want to make sure that it's unsweetened if you're going to actually do a wet batter. I'm going to actually take about a cup or so of milk and I'm going to put this inside of my flour. I'm going to fill it out. I'm just going to actually pour maybe about, I poured about a little bit above a half. So I just want to actually see how this is going to do as far as mixing it. Okay, so apparently that wasn't enough. I'm gonna go ahead and pour some more milk in here and just fill it out. I don't want my wet batter to be gummy. And now I'm simply just mixing everything well together to ensure I don't have a gummy wet batter. All right, lovelies. So I have my wet batter right here. This is it right here, okay? It is not gummy whatsoever. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna double dip my cauliflower florets. I'm talking a little bit louder because I actually preheated my air fryer. This time I put it at 400 degrees for 15 minutes so I can get it nice and hot. So then I'm going to go ahead and double dip my cauliflower florets so then they can actually sit and set for a little bit, about 15 minutes before I actually put them into my air fryer, okay? All right, so one more thing I want to mention is that I'm actually going to place them on this wax paper I have because I ran out of parchment paper. There's not only just one way of doing things when it comes to cooking, all right? So in that instance, you can use aluminum foil, styrofoam plate, paper plate. You can use china plate if you want, whatever you want to be able to double dip your cauliflower florets and then simply set them. I'm just using wax paper because they're gonna go into the air fryer anyway, so it's no big deal, all right? Okay, so because due to the aesthetics of my kitchen, I can't actually do my video landscape so that y'all can see the whole entire thing. So y'all just gonna have to work with me and we gonna make it do what it do, okay? So here are my sun-dried tomato marinated cauliflower florets. Here is my wet batter and here is my dry batter. Here is my wax paper. I'm simply going to take me a couple of florets, put them inside of the wet batter, okay? And, you know, actually I could just probably pour a lot more in here, y'all. Okay, at a time. So here are my cauliflower florets. I'm putting them in my wet batter, okay? Now I'm gonna take them out and I'm gonna put them in my dry batter. All right, so I'm simply taking my wet batter cauliflower florets, putting it inside of my dry batter, and making sure that they are lightly but nicely coated. All right, so let me speak on my breaded cauliflower florets. So instead of double dipping them, I decided to just single dip them. I single dip them only once into the seasoned wet batter and then only once into my dry batter. Because they look nicely coated, I didn't want to overdo it. And the marinade is still has to actually set on top of the air fried cauliflower floret. So I'm going to give this a go and see how it turns out. So I preheated my air fryer at 365 degrees for 15 minutes. Then I cooked my florets for 7.5 minutes on one side and then 7.5 minutes on the other side and sprayed canola oil on both sides. All right, it's time to build out my vegetables. So I'm simply drizzling some olive oil into the skillet, adding some fresh garlic, allowing that to be able to sizzle along with the green scallions. It's going to automatically be aromatic instantaneously with those two going on. Then I simply added my air fried cauliflower florets to the mix, add a little bit of pink Himalayan salt and sprinkle it on top. While I set that aside, I put in some diced zucchini into the skillet with some celery, along with me some green scallions that I had left over, as well as some red onions. I added the red chilies for the flavor and a little color, so you can actually be careful on that if you like. Then I simply took my seasoned cauliflower florets and put it into the mix with the vegetables to cook all the way through thoroughly. Added my unsalted peanuts, And I'm telling you, there's so much flavor going on right now, and I'm simply just mixing out everything together. I decided to cook my veggies into my florets for 7 minutes as I did not want them to overcook. For my Kung Pao sauce, I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar and 2 tablespoons of low-sodium soy sauce, followed by 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce, and literally a teaspoon of sesame oil. Now, my cooking sherry is totally optional. I just use 1 teaspoon, followed by 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. As a sugar alternative, I'm using half of the packet of my monk fruit sweetener. I'm sprinkling 1 tablespoon of ground ginger. You can never go wrong with enough ginger, followed by a few sprinkles of crushed red pepper. And if you don't feel like making your Kung Pao sauce, simply go to the store and pick up the Panda Express Kung Pao sauce because I saw it there. I whisked out my sauce for 20 seconds and it was ready to go, you all. Alrighty, so I'm going to take my homemade Kung Pao sauce, pour it over my florets and veggies. Oh, it looks so good already, doesn't it? Now, notice I didn't make a whole lot of Kung Pao sauce because your Kung Pao sauce is not intended to be like a gravy, but more like a marinade. So I simply just added enough to be able to absorb into the florets and veggies. I wanted to make sure that I stirred for a few minutes to ensure that my Kung Pao sauce was entrenched into my breaded cauliflower. And literally, I cooked this for no more than 30 seconds and it was ready to go, you all. Lovelies, I present to you my version of Kung Pao cauliflower. Look at that. It's a beauty. This plate is so beautiful to me. Oh my gosh, it's so colorful with the red chilies standing out as well as the red bell peppers. The marinade came out just perfect how I actually envisioned it. When I actually was non-vegan, I used to frequent at Panda Express quite often and get their Kung Pao chicken. When I went vegan 3 years ago, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So I decided to reinvent a version of my own for a Kung Pao chicken by using cauliflower, you guys. So let me go ahead and get it in for you during this taste test. All right, lovelies, I have a second light and it may go out. It's been flickering. So if it goes dark towards my left, you'll know why. All right, so here again, we have the air fried cauliflower. There it goes, it went out. We have the air fried cauliflower right here, lightly seasoned in the batter. So I didn't have to overly season it. I didn't need to make an extra marinade or anything. I have my zucchini in here. It's perfect. My peanuts, if you do not eat, if you have a nut allergy, stay away from the peanuts. Just plain blank, stay away from them. And then I have some red chilies, as I mentioned before, and my green scallions. So here we go. Oh boy, this looks so good. I hope I don't need no water because of all the spices. When I tell you this is a 10 out of a 10, you all have to believe me. My returning subscribers, I think y'all believe me. My new subscribers, I know you got to fill me out. But I'm telling y'all, this is a 10 out of 10. Let's taste this breaded cauliflower. Ooh, Kung Pao cauliflower. Oh my God. Did y'all hear that crunch? That wasn't the peanuts this time. That was the air fried cauliflower. You hear that? This right here is the dish. Panda Express. Thank you for the inspiration. As I no longer can patronize your restaurant. I say that in a very nicely kind way. This is so good. Oh my gosh. I'm done. That's it. This dish is going on to my menu for my customers who actually meal preps for me, who actually buys dishes from me. And just a little small confession, I've actually been making this dish for quite some time. Sometimes I get a little lazy where I don't feel like filming, and I just cook. And this would be one of those dishes. The measurements will be in the description box. If you've enjoyed this video, this episode, there's the chili. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Need some water. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with someone who's like-minded, who would enjoy a Kung Pao cauliflower dish. Leave a comment, engage, let me know if you would make this. Until then, I should talk to you lovely people in the next episode of Nikki's Savory Vegan Eats. Y'all take care. Be blessed. Talk to you later. Bye. Oh my God. I'm missing out. So good.